So, last time you all decided, hey, we're going to exit the vault, travel on the map. You did a few traveling points, got into some combat. I think one of you leveled up. Maybe, maybe not. Don't know. And upon doing so, you carried on with your adventure, found the white onyx bunker, some weird strange sigil slash symbol was on it. You entered the bunker, and now you're inside with the door that's stuck. You found a lot of weird parts of all kinds of different fish creatures and humanoid mutations and all that nasty shit. And it was a time. With that said, though, you explored around, found an iguana on a stick that turned into pink mush, and I've been adventuring around this facility, hoping to find something.
Kid aggro.
What'd you say?
Sorry, she's dealing with our son who just got out. She was just saying she was off headset for kid aggro.
Oh, okay.
You're good. You can keep going.
And so here you are now in the hallway just before you enter the main room to report to Dr. McGillicuddy. Or at least what the comm announcement said, to report to Dr. McGillicuddy. What do you all want to do?
All right,
The
Virgil.
door's unlocked, right?
Yep.
All right, Virgil, what?
You're driving this thing.
Oh boy. Okay. Then we will. I want to look in carefully and peer around.
So you kind of open up the door just a crack and then a little bit, and you just kind of peer around. The door swings open slowly. Upon doing so, you see there are kind of Mr. Handies kind of in the corner area. You don't see this one over here yet. And you see a couple Mr. Handies, a couple supplies scattered around in a main, like, water treatment thing. It appears to be another water treatment tank, but this one appears to be much larger, lifted off the ground, several, catwalks and shit connected to it, multi-filtration, and, like, 2 computerized systems hooked up to it. So, like, this would be, like, the main central pump, or whatever, right?
Right.
Keeping everything moving. You see there's a couple doors over here, a couple laser gates over to the upper right and upper left walls. And then you don't really know what's over here as you can't see past the door here unless you fully swing it open.
Okay. I'll walk out into the room then.
You then hear a shout that says, "Oh, well. Hello there, Doctor. For I am Dr. McGillicuddy. Thank you for reporting once more to the central room. May I have your ID card, please?"
I don't have an ID card.
What do you mean you don't have an ID card? Wait, are you the new recruits that they sent in?
Yes.
Yeah.
Excellent. I would like you to please enter the room over there. I shall have Herbert escort you over there. Herbert, get over here. You can just see a Mr. Handybot just kind of... Herbert, I would like to assign you to our newest recruits, our newest flesh recruits, that is. They will be assisting you in your duties. Now, please follow Hubert. So, as you go to follow Hubert, he just says, "Okay, follow me." Once you are done with Hubert's activities, I shall call one of you out here to assist me with my duties on the main water pump. Get it along now.
Herbert, what are your duties?
Hubert's duties are to loading holotape. Loading holotape. Hubert's duties are to surgical duties, cutting off excess tumors and ligaments from test subjects, keeping subjects healthy in a matter of state, keeping pulse above living standard, making sure death does not equate to conditional loss. Please enter the door facility.
What's in here?
Please enter the door facility. Thank you. As he does so, the door behind him goes ka-ching, poof, as a laser gate is erected. You see, there are multiple cryopods, similar to what you had in the vault, but these ones are full of the deep green liquid fluid, almost similar to like a thick jelly. Inside, you can see of the glass containers, there are like new baby borns, humans with a fresh pink skin on them that have all kinds of deformations of different arms, appendages, some growing gills out of nowhere, some having cancerous tumor growths on their sides and stomachs. And you can see that on the scalpel board over here, there is just a bunch of doctor's instruments that have never been washed, have calcified tissue all over them, and are just like super bloody and gross and old. I will need one of you to assist me over here with subject 1.
Doctor?
He points at Virgil. You shall assist me. Pick up the scalpel and put on a gown.
Okay. I do as he says.
So as you pick up a scalpel, the scalpel is the size of like a butter knife. It's not really a scalpel. If anything, it's just like a normal fucking butcher knife. And then, but it says engraved in it, scalpel. You then also put on this gown that used to be green. As you can see, little pigments of green all around it, but it's been so stained with blood over the years, it's turned into a brown color from dried up blood. You put it on and it cracks like Rice Krispie treats.
Ugh.
He brings you over to this kind of capsule. Please step on the other side. He then inserts one of his mechanical hands that turn into like a multi-screwdriver like you see in Star Wars droids, as he sticks it into the lock, unlocking a few mechanisms, which then open up the shutter bay, as the pungent smell of chlorine, bleach, and other kinds of medical chemicals fills into the room like an old hospital that's been recycling the air for the past 20 years. And is now using heavy cleaners to mask the scent. Upon doing so, this liquid of gel begins to bubble as soon as it hits oxygen, turns into a slimy liquid. As you can see, as the body contorts a little bit and twitches as it's exposed to air, you can see there's a few appendages growing out of its chest, some cancerous tumors, and like a random leg sticking up where the dick would be. Please chop off the tumorous growths quickly, but carefully.
That's gonna be a check, right?
Oh, yes. That, my friend, will be your choice of either a... Let's see here. That would either be a sleight of hand check for a general, or you can do an overall one and done medicine skill point check.
Oh. Sleight of hand should be better. I should be better at sleight of hand than medicine, I think.
Look at your character sheet.
I am. but they're on different. It's hard to compare them.
Oh, what's your skill check for medicine?
53.
So you have about a 50% chance, okay. And the other one's going to be off of a d20. What's your sleight of hand?
Sleight of hand is 7.
Well, that 7's pretty strong versus over 50%.
All right,
I'm
I'll do
with you.
sleight of hand.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'd probably risk sleight of hand.
Okay.
And that's a d20, you said?
Yes. You'd be rolling a d20 for each individual one.
All right. So how many do I need to roll?
You need to roll me 5.
Ooh, one of those is awful. Ugh.
So give me your numbers.
20, 15,
Okay,
7.
slowly. So you're 20. So as you use your 20, you just kind of cleave off the arm. As you cleave it off, you just kind of grab it instinctually. But as you grab it, as soon as you take it away from the gel and expose it to air, it immediately liquefies and jellifies in your hand. It feels like gummy worms mixed with jello sitting out in the sun.
Ugh.
As you wipe it onto your imagine you wipe it onto like your gown or whatever.
Right.
As you wipe it onto your gown, it immediately gets off your hand as the slime begins to instantly calcify, turning into a husk, almost like a pork rind.
Ew.
You then, what was your next one?
15.
You cut off one of the tumors with ease.
7.
Are you adding? You got to add your modifier to those too, Robbie.
Oh shit.
So the first one was a nat 20. Not that it matters though. But
Yeah.
yes, use your sleight of hand. So
Okay,
plus
so
7
then-
plus 7, so it's a 14 total for the third check.
So your
Yeah, so 15
14,
plus 7 and then 7 plus 7.
So 14, again, you just kind of cut it off, no problem. Next check.
Let's see, that's 8 plus 7, that's gonna be 15.
You manage to cut out the extra gills, where you kind of dig in a little bit into the flesh as you cut out a chunk of it. The body begins to convulse wildly, and upon doing so, the robot just kind of takes a handout that has like 6 needles on it, stabbing it into the neck as it injects it with like 6 different drugs. That immediately just knocks it out. As you pull it out, you can see the gills kind of have like bring out a fleshy sac with it and a very long 6-foot cord that you pull out.
Oh.
What was your last one?
The last one is a 2, so that's gonna be 9.
You try to cut off the leg. Instead, you hack it and your blade gets stuck.
Oof.
The robot says to you, "It appears that you did not pass your classes all the way through, but considering that this is quite a large member here, I shall take the lead." As it takes out one of its hands that turn into a buzzsaw, it just takes out the cleaver and goes, "Nyeh," and just sprays you with pink and red blood squirting all over your face, just splatter down, rip and tear Doom style, as you're covered with meat chunks. You smell like ammonia mixed with the smell of fried chicken nuggets from McDonald's.
Oh.
Upon doing so, he cuts it off, and you realize that there was still a dick there. It was just inside of the leg. And so upon doing so, the guy begins to scream as the robot then fills him back up with fluid, so his screams are muffled by the jello that is now just wobbling, as it then goes closing, as then the tank says, readministering gene therapy. Check back in 5 days.
Well, I'm gonna be wiping all of that on my sleeves to get it off my face.
Great work, Doctor.
Quiet you.
I was being serious.
Well, what's next, Hubert?
One minute. Hubert says, "Very well, moving on to the next task." He then brings you over to this next one. Drop the cleaver and instead take out the shock gloves.
Okay.
You pick up the shock
will.
gloves, which appear to be two power fists that have to them two car batteries strapped to wires on them, making two very dangerous defibrillators.
Yikes. Okay.
As you put them on, switching the inner switches on, they come to life as becoming almost like power gloves from 40K, as you have these electrified gauntlets that are now on your fists.
Cool.
So upon doing so, he opens up again once again. The sliding glass door opens up.
All right.
As it opens up, you see that the next human is a very burly man. And specifically, he's so burly that you can see as the robot then opens up like an X-ray scanner that shows to you as it comes out the back and then slides over. You will see that this member has a mutagenic heart that has across from it multiple hearts growing in it like a tree root system for a total of 16 hearts. 8 of his hearts have stopped beating, making it difficult for blood to flow. You shall punch him over and over again with these gauntlets until his heart restarts.
So, using the X-ray, can I do a medicine check to actually position the gauntlets properly to put the electricity through the hearts?
Yep. You could, yeah.
I want to try that.
You know, instead of just wailing on him with steel and electricity.
Yeah.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up.
So, here's hoping for less than 53. Nope.
You know, your medical knowledge does extend a little bit, but, like, this guy has 16 fucking hearts. How are you gonna line up a perfect shot to defibrillate, like, 16 hearts, not just one? Just beat the shit out of him. Mike Tyson, this guy.
Yeah, okay, so that's what I do.
Okay, give me your unarmed strikes.
Unarmed strikes. Strength plus, let's see. Unarmed is 18. Holy shit. Here we go. I got less than 18.
That's a 100.
Oh, is it?
Mhm.
Zeros? All zeros?
All zeros is 100.
Oh. Well, fuck.
So your first one is that you end up punching the cryostasis pod as you make a dent into it. The robot says, "I will give you 3 more tries before I severely punish you."
Oh, lovely.
You then punch the
Terrible at this.
cryostasis pod again, giving another jolt and a serious dent. "I will give you 2 more tries before I severely punish you." As you see him taking out a 6-pronged taser that begins to charge up with electricity. You do this as you do punching the guy, but you break his arm, twisting it 3 times over.
Oh.
"I will give you 1 more try before I severely punish you." As you see it begin to charge completely, the voltage sparking off, sounding like an electrical breaker in the engineering room.
It's not happening.
You again punch it, and you break the glass this time on the cryostasis pod, making it so it cannot be sealed again. You will be severely punished. Prepare for your punishment, human.
Okay. I'm just gonna stay on the opposite side of the pod where he can't reach me, no matter which side he goes to.
You see an arm reach over and just slowly disconnect extenders towards you. He hits. You take 28 electrical damage.
Lovely.
Wait, what?
Oh. So how does my electricity resistance affect that?
Half damage.
Half damage. So, 14?
Mm-hmm. Minus your DT. So it'd be 14, because your armor is a DT 1. It's now 13 damage to your health, and then 1 damage to your armor.
Oh, now I'm down to 32 health.
You get a sudden jolt into your entire body as your heart skips 3 beats, and upon doing so, you feel as if you're about to fucking pass out. With this as well, you feel your legs begin to shake, and you feel moderately weak, like you just got punched in the gut, as he says, "You have been given 1 strike, human. If you receive 3 strikes, you shall be put back into reinformation trading."
I would like to offer one of my compatriots to have a chance at the work.
Very well. He points to Lena. You shall be the next subject.
Oh no.
It is good for young minds to learn early that science is the only way. Please get a gown and a hammer.
A hammer? We're not electrocuting him anymore?
You're moving on to a different subject.
Oh. Does that mean I can keep the gloves?
No, you gotta put him back.
Damn.
Unless you want to try to steal him.
That's a sleight of hand, right?
That'd be a stealth check.
Oh, a stealth check? Alright, I'll do that. That's the D100?
Mm-hmm. Sneak, yeah.
Why couldn't I have rolled that when I was trying to punch the guy?
Okay. You have found some new weapons. So let me go to your item list and put these in for you.
And luckily, you're super proficient in them.
Not hardly.
Proficient in what not to do with them.
Don't you feel so good that you're like so proficient and unarmed that you'll like practically miss the whole time? But maybe
Yeah.
when you're lucky, sometimes hit.
And now I have 2 possibly electrified melee weapons and a rifle with no bullets.
Ain't life good?
Yeah.
Okay, copy that. You got a mythical, sorry, not a mythical, a rare weapon.
Go on, Rowdy. Go lay down. Go lay on the floor like a dog. Go on. Get. Oh, fine. Come on. Come on. Jump up here. Come on. Get up here. It's yarn. Move. Come on. Yeah.
And when you level, to get you outside and get you some practice swings with all your new advanced weaponry.
Yeah.
We gotta figure out where we can get ammo.
So, you have the electric power fist. Because it is a rare item, it comes with its own effect, similar to legendary items. Get you an image for this thing. So, your electric power fist is called the Carlock. When you hit a creature, you can add a cardiac arrest modifier to living targets or an overload to robot targets. This is based upon your endurance stat. So every time you hit a target, whatever your endurance attribute is, adds that many points to their cardiac or overload for a robot. If you give someone cardiac arrest, they have a heart attack, and they will either survive the endeavor with lots of damage, or they will fail and die, or go prone. With a robot, if they overload, they simply go unconscious for a few turns before rebooting.
I'll keep that in mind.
With knowledge that you can replace the car batteries, because you are going to have to replace them over enough time of charges. But if you can find a modular inside of a robot, you can maybe do a repair check to add a fusion core.
Ooh.
To make it permanent.
All right. Just gonna stand back here now.
Okay. Taking note of that there. So, Lena, as you have this on, the robot comes over to this area. It says, "Human, will you please step forward to this area over here? Across the other side from me." Very good. He opens up the container as there's a man laying on his back with multiple holes in him, and then you can see that slowly barnacles rise up out of the holes and then go back down. "Since you are a child, we shall make this into a game of Kami Whacker. Please destroy all the barnacles."
So I just smack them?
Fleshy whack-a-mole.
Ooh.
Wasteland whack-a-mole.
Yeah.
Yep.
All
I
right.
will need you to make me a athletics check, or to do an overall. You can do an overall melee, or you can either do a athletics check or a um, overall melee weapon skill point check.
I'm not looking great on either one of that one. I'm gonna go with athletics, I think. That is a 20, correct?
In athletics, yeah, in athletics is D20.
Okay. 4.
4, you said?
Yes.
You whack him on his heart, breaking his chest in. You
Oof.
get one more
Sorry,
try
dude.
before you get a punishment.
7.
Is that low enough for you?
I don't.
What's your athletics? Oh wait, no.
3.
Sorry, you're doing athletics. I thought you were doing melee weapons. Whoopsie. Yeah, no. 7 does not do anything for you. Instead you smash his skull in. As the robot lets out a heavy sigh, he goes, I can feel my holotape sensors already wishing to chromify themselves and corrode until there's nothing left. You are a true disappointment, and I'm sorry that you were ever birthed.
Well, that's not nice. Not my fault. Why can't you do this?
Because you are my flesh-living assistants, and I have to operate the machinery.
I'm just a little girl.
And this is the wasteland where you will surely die very slowly and painfully if you do not do what I say. He says, as punishment, I shall show you what happens when you defy me. He takes your rat that you've had, Pookie. It's on your shoulder.
Not Pookie.
And he crushes him to death.
I shoot at him.
Are you sure?
Alright, she pulls her gun. Maybe not shoot.
He kind of looks at Pookie and looks at you as he's crushed Pookie between his metal fingertips. He then just kind of drops him on the ground, shakes his claw off, and then looks at you and says, I would not recommend that.
She drops the gun and falls to her knees, sobbing.
You shall do better not to fail next time. I am done with you flesh sacks for the day. You may go back to Dr. McGillicuddy for your next instruction.
I want to go home.
Sven, do you do anything about this or no? Sven?
He's muted. Muted, baby.
Is it still muted? Not coming through?
There it goes.
Okay. Yeah, so at this point, I help get her up. And I ask Virgil if there's anything he can do with the rat.
Uh, I mean, I could bury it out back for you.
She sobs even louder.
All right. Well, let's go, Lana. And so I
She
gather
follows
her up.
him.
I gather her up so we can go.
As you do so, you see as the robot moves over to scoop it up into a jar of blue liquid. This will be a perfect test subject for X35555529. Pookie is now going, as he then like hovers over to one of those like little, those like pipes at like old banks that like suck the money up through like a tube or whatever.
Yeah, the vacuum tubes.
Yep. He puts it into a vacuum tube that goes funk as it goes up through the ceiling off somewhere. Pookie is now somewhere in the lab being mutated into a fish abomination.
Rip Pookie. He was a good rat.
Pookie will forever live on in our hearts and dreams.
That's right.
So, the laser gate opens up again. Chink.
I guess we return to the doctor then.
You come back out to the area, and you see there is a room to the left of you, and then the doctor's back around the corner here. What do you want to do?
I want to check that out.
You check out this room as you see there is large drainage pipes. They each have like different markings on them for like different stuff to be put into. And then they each go down into a large sedimentary like water basin that go through a wall into another room, right? Pumping some kind of water elsewhere. Each seem to be like some kind of like waste chute or whatever, like a different kind of waste product or chemical product being pumped somewhere else.
Okay. We'll come back out here then.
Did you want to read any of them?
Yeah.
So the top one, it says something like, basic chemicals. The next one is like human waste. The next one is biological waste. Then there's one that's missing right here as it's been ripped up, saying that like currently under repair. That repair sign, by the way, has like been marked. It's like 200 days old since repair has been done. And then the last one, the last one in specific has been marked with mutated gene seed.
What you're telling me is the under repair one is not being used and is a possible way out.
Maybe. Who knows?
I'm not gonna risk it though. I'm gonna come back out here.
I would like to try to come into this room over here.
Okay, a minute.
Sure.
I just had to duct tape something to the wall real quick. I bought LED lights recently, right? And some of them are falling down.
Really? I can't get ours down.
So, at the moment, I'm just duct taping some sections that I know are falling down. Okay. So, what room were you going over to?
I want to try to go into this room here. Where
So
I moved
you,
my guy.
so you did you head with the rest of them, or did you head over there immediately?
I'm gonna head over here immediately.
Okay. Roll me a sneak check real quick,
Sure.
so the robot doesn't notice you.
Yeah. I'm gonna say that passes.
Yeah, I would imagine. I mean, do you have do you have a 8 in sneak?
No, I have a 63.
Yeah, that would pass. So we're gonna go with you first because. So you head into this room. You see there is a massive amount of wires everywhere. There's like a whole room of broken terminals, right? Tons and tons of broken terminals, tons of, what appears to be holotapes all over the floor, boxes of them all over the place, right?
Okay.
And there is one terminal that is over here. I'll mark it for you. Right where that square is.
Okay.
And as you see this terminal here, there are thousands and thousands of wires and cables all connected into this one terminal, going up into the wall and into the ceiling.
I look and see what's going on with the screen.
You see that there is a logo of an old Vault-Tec logo, but it's weird in the sense that the Vault-Tec logo has on it the picture of the sun and some kind of science model on it, as it says Project Black Quartz.
All right. Well,
There's no password required.
yeah, I start digging through the information.
You go through the logs as you find that initially this was a bunker that was devoted to the due to the Bluegill project. The Bluegill project was one of Vault-Tec's many side projects to the vaults, in which they were trying to make sustainable living in the world outside of a nuclear apocalypse. And the Bluegill project was seeing, can we bioengineer people to be more like fish? Like, can we give them gills? Could we give them aqua feet, right? Could we give them webbed hands and toes to make them swim better underwater? Could we make a water base? And then it goes into a little bit of military stuff, similar to a possible military bases, like an oil rig and stuff, and how maybe they could make an oil rig and have underwater divers and swimmers delivering messages if other things get cut off, right? There's a lot of stuff detailing the Bluegill project and what could benefit from it, right? Before the bombs dropped, their testing was mostly on rats and mice, and they found that they could give rats webbed feet. They were able to give them specific tails for better swimming. They could even make them grow scales, even though that caused a few skin issues, such as lesions and eventually later in life tumors. But they were able to give them scales. They just weren't able to give them stable scales, right? And then as things developed, they moved into more human subjects, and then the bombs hit. When the bombs hit, the bunker initially was underground until a few bombs leveled the playing field, making it above ground now. And most of the staff have gone into hydroponic sleep, where their brains have been uploaded into a computer consciousness that runs the bunker. And initially, that's where the Vault-Tec logs end, where then you see there is undercode of a few files running a system called the Quartz system, or the Quartz project. The quartz were originally some kind of group that was here, and it details the logs of, hey, we found this abandoned bunker. We see this was, this was the research of it. We think we might be able to actually find some actual good alchemical research here, maybe establish a base or two, and maybe we can, get the quartz kind of going. And they decide to name the bunker White Onyx after, purifying it per se, right? But they run into some issues. One of them being that the Vault's AI system was kind of rogue and shitty. So they've banned all terminal use. Besides this one, which is the only terminal that's allowed, but it's not connected to anything but databanks. It has no online capabilities or functions and no network functions, besides a rudimentary radio signal jammer they've hooked up to it, which you see there's like 2 or 3 Frankenstein radios hooked up to this thing. It's like constantly broadcasting a signal, sending very, very low bandwidth transmissions of Morse code back and forth. That's how they're transferring data, byte by byte, through Morse code. Extremely inefficient, but, one way of doing it, I guess.
Alright, okay. And so besides this terminal, what else did I see in here?
Well, there's more on the terminal, but there are some science checks you'll have to make to get through it.
Okay, yeah. Well, I can attempt to do that. I'm going to go with no.
So you try hacking into it. It doesn't appear to work, as you don't have the requirement password to do so, and it gives you one more chance before it'll lock down the system. I don't think you want to take that yet.
Yeah, no, I'm going to back away, because this is not my area. I have people that are way better at that than me. Yeah, so I'm going to try to search the room.
Investigation.
And see if there was anything else in here. An investigation, say, 16.
Your 16 comes back with that, yes. So the 16 gives you this. So you are able to, how do I put it? The 16 tells you that, well, there are computers that are in the room, right? Most of these have been cannibalized. There was the one that was on the counter that was working, but you do find a few old tape logs, as in you find some working holotapes that are right here in a small box.
Okay.
Going open, you slide open the drawer, as the drawer has 2 compartments to it. As you slide it open, another one just kind of breaks open, as you find 2 holotapes. Will you play these in the terminal or your Pip-Boy?
I'm gonna take them to the terminal, since the terminal is not connected to anything.
Okay. So you put it into the terminal. You put holotape 1 in. Holotape 1 brings up a few account records of that. The first holotape brings up shipment load every 4 months. Last shipment was 3 months and 3 weeks ago. Shipment for return order soon. Sending out request. Okay. And then it details what the shipment order is, and it appears to be a large shipment of different kinds of seafood. And what it says is sea rations. And then the next thing goes into as you pop out the next, you pop in the next holotape, as that holotape gives you core access 1. As it says on the holotape, it's just a basic officer report. As the officer report says, we have established and found the White Onyx bunker. We are overtaking this in the name of the Black Quarks Company. The Black Quarks Company will be taking everything over of the previous Quartz Company, and all things related to Quartz Company will be redacted, all things will be removed, all records will be expunged. Black Quarks forever. May we alchemize the future.
Okay.
Upon doing so, you have a bit of binary that's been burned into your finger as you take it out, as the holotape kind of like ejects a little electronic that burns onto your finger like a small Q code. This acts as a temporary laser gate card where you can open up one laser gate.
Interesting. Okay. I'm assuming it's one laser gate in this bunker.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome.
It only lasts for a day.
Okay. Yeah, I take those and I make my way out of here to catch up to the group.
As you sneak your way out, so not art. I'm not fucking Australian. You sneak your way art. You sneak your way out. And around, Virgil is just coming out of the room with the pipes, and you're coming back with your burnt finger and other news.
So the room that I just came out of is a bunch of drainage pipes for different disposal, like waste disposal. There's a broken one in there that is out of use that could possibly be an escape route, but it would be a risk.
Okay. There's a computer terminal in there, and I kind of give him the information that I got. There was more to it, but I just can't get through it. If anybody else is going to try, I mean, you're going to have to sneak past Hubert there to try to look at that.
I'll try to sneak past him and take a look.
Okay, roll me sneak.
156, which is lower than my 78.
You are able to effortlessly sneak past Hubert, and Hubert is more enamored on the paint drying on the wall as he is counting every paint chip on the wall before he continues. And he keeps getting stuck at 3,444 error 1, 2, 3, 4.
Wow, okay. So I will go up to the terminal and begin rifling through the information.
You know all the information that he knows beforehand. Roll me a science check.
63. 49.
You manage to hack into the first encrypted code block. Upon hacking into the first encrypted code block, you find a report from the Black Quarks captain. Specifically, he is logging their time through the bunker and saying that we have amounted to the first run-through of the bunker. It appears this bunker was a research facility beforehand by Vault-Tec of being previously under the Bluegill project, then taken over by the Quarks company. The Quartz company was then a branch off of the Vault-Tec Bluegill's initiative, which then we are the Black Quarks taking back over this site. And it goes into how, a bunch of propaganda. We will take it back of a re-alchemization of this world. We shall transmute all that shall be we shall transmute the world from its pure evil state to one of pure positivity. Nothing can stand against us. Nothing can be put against us. We shall change the world by the very foundations of its elements. and it goes into a little bit of propaganda, and then goes into the final report. The final report goes into that a majority of this facility is producing gene therapy chemicals, and how, at the current moment, they want to see how they can harness it. At the current moment, there was 10 gene therapy cells, but now they're down to 5. As the gene therapy cells they did have before, all the subjects died either to shock when opening up the capsule or experimentation, so they want to get production of the gene fluid going first before they continue anything else. And then it goes back like 6 months later how they have the gene therapy fluid conducting and mass producing now. It's on a slower production than it was before, but they're able to produce enough to keep up with production schedule. And they say, we're cutting all gene therapy, as most of the logs that went into the gene therapy says that they were onto something, but they don't believe in the sciences of gene therapy. Gene therapy is a myth. The reason that it wasn't doing anything is they weren't using alchemy. To their knowledge, they say that the mysticisms of the world is that this is just wrong. You can't get negative from negative. You can't kill something and then mutagenic process your way through it, realive it as something that is already dead into another undead being, to then try to create something of living value. It just doesn't work.
I think so.
And so from their alchemical perspective, it just wouldn't work out. So instead they're using it as food production, as the gene therapy does allow to grow new cells. So they're going to use the last 5 containers to grow food from them, and have them grow different fish parts to make fish rations out of them.
Oh. Neat.
You can roll another science check to get the next encrypted log.
Okay. 56, and my science is 63.
You go past the next encrypted log, as it goes into that food production is now going well, and they finally activated the robot system of automation, as they've been doing everything themselves, which has certainly helped quite a bit, as the Mr. Handies can work tirelessly and human minds cannot. However, the Mr. Handies have a bit of a programming error, as they have lost currently. They were at a standing army of 100, they're now at a standing army of 5, as the Mr. Handies had a rollout issue, meaning that they updated themselves to the current year and they went haywire and killed most of the army inside. So they have rebooted the entire system as a hard reboot by killing the generators and then restarting them, which killed one of the generators in the process. So now they're down to just emergency power, powering the whole facility. They're closing off main section system functions, making gene therapy fluid down to a minimum, and slowly but surely letting their robots take over to repair everything. They've disconnected every single terminal in the entire facility, cut it off from the network, and made this terminal the only one that has access to anything by hard-wired network. And
So this one does have access to something?
No, this terminal is the only terminal that is left in the facility that has any access. And the access that it does have is only through hardwired connection. So anything that has a wire it's connected to, but it's mostly only for archival purposes and keeping data logs. And the only transmission it has capable is a radio that sends out a Enigma signal of Morse code, and this Morse code is only translated and sends out pulses every 5 minutes. So even if the robots did catch on, it would take them a while to parse the code.
Right.
It is said, it is recommended under any circumstances, do not update them or let them know of the current year. There's one final encrypted log, however your science skill will be temporarily reduced for the check by -20, so you said it's a 63, you'll need to get under a 43 to pass this check.
Alright. Not happening.
You weren't up to snuff to get past the master encryption that this has on it, but you did gain a wealth of knowledge.
Alright. Then I guess I will sneak back out and share my information. This was a food production facility until the robots came back online. Things got bad then.
What did the robots do?
Someone updated them to the current year, and they flipped the fuck out and killed everything.
Okay.
So we shouldn't tell them that.
Okay.
No updates, no telling them the current year. Apparently there's 5 of them, so...
No, the army was reduced from 200 to 5 by just a couple robots.
Oh, okay,
The
I
robots
misunderstood.
have a lot more of them. They're just offline currently. It's just that the human staff team that was here went from 200 to 5.
I see.
Like,
It's okay. I misunderstood that too. I thought he meant there were 5 robots.
no, it went from like 200 to 5. It's like in a matter of minutes they all got butchered to death.
Alright. Then, I will report to the doctor then.
Yep. Let's go talk to the doctor. Come on, Lena.
Well. So, you've returned from Hubert. Very good, very good. What are the results? How are our, patients doing?
They're a little beat up.
Well, that's no good. That's no good at all. I'm sure Hubert gave you the proper treatment that you deserve for such a punishment.
Yeah.
Well, you are newbies on the job. I can't expect you to do everything, right? You shall get a new glass dome for that one was air. We shall get a new glass dome for the one that needs it.
Where to next?
Yes, well, I would want you to accompany me to the main gene therapy section. I need someone to help me with a bit of process of mixing.
Okay.
The rest of you can take a break in the lounge.
Come on, Lena.
Okay.
Wait, Virgil, before you go. Lena, do you still have that book we found?
Yeah.
Virgil, why don't you take a minute and read this book?
I gotta get it.
The big book of science.
Yeah, I don't believe we applied it.
You did not read it yet.
Yeah.
Okay then, sure. I will read the book.
Okay, upon reading the big book of science, you can now increase your science skill by 10 points instantly.
Is that a permanent or is that
Permanent.
for... Oh, how do I do that?
So, on your skill points, you see how there's the plus int? You would just go to... you would just go to science and just put in 10.
Okay.
Because, like, when you level up, that's where you put all your points based upon your intelligence.
Okay, cool.
And then you see how it added to the...
Yeah, it brought me up to 73. Good call.
Alright, and Lena and I
Guys.
going here.
go relax while I go
Also,
mix
Virgil, because
bean
you
soup.
passed the two hack checks, you have
Uh-huh.
a 100 experience.
Oh. 100 total or 100 more?
100 more experience.
Oh, nice. That brings
Not
me to
being fair.
185.
Oh man, you're so close.
Yeah.
Difficult checks deserve some.
Oh
reward.
no, yeah, absolutely. I was just saying he's so close now to leveling. 20 away.
So he's gonna bring you over here as he goes into this room, and we'll go by turn order here. So Sven and Lena, you enter this room to see there's a couple dead bodies around.
Right.
Why would there not be?
And also there is a dead dog.
Oh.
So you see there's 4 dead human bodies, all of them holding soda bottles, and there is a dead dog who was licking soda that seemed like it was poured into his bowl.
All right.
Whoever wants to roll me investigation can.
Mine is terrible.
Mine is 2. Mine's 3.
Mine's a 2.
Alright.
Well, kiddo, time to be traumatized.
Rifle through the dead.
20. Oh, shit.
Well, I'd say that you're pretty good at searching the dead carcasses. Your tiny hands can get in tiny places. So,
That's right.
first thing that you notice is that all of them were holding a Vim pop bottle. This Vim pop bottle appears to have, like, it's very old. Vim is a competitor soda to Nuka-Cola. But Vim that you see here, they're all holding a Vim soda bottle, and specifically, there's still some liquid inside from all the straws they had in it, right? And the liquid inside, it appears to have separated, as there's a clear liquid on top, and then a much more sugary, dense liquid on the bottom, that's brown.
Hey, Sven. Everybody's got is holding these bottles. And this stuff doesn't look good.
You also see... Oh, go ahead, sorry.
Don't touch the liquid. Maybe we can try to store some of it and take it with us. Maybe it'll be useful later.
You find some name tags on these guys.
Okay.
Dr. Clover. Dr. Hamlet. Nurse Will. Miss Kerneth. And then the dog's name on his dog tag. Soda. Do you want to search any of the I'm guessing you want to search the bodies?
Yes.
Roll me another investigation with a +4. Because of your high roll before.
What is that, a 6? 6 plus 4 is 10.
Plus your...
plus 3, so 13.
13.
Okay. So, first up, stick this in your item territory. So, you found on Dr. Clover 10 fusion cells, 1 stim pack, and 3 jet. Jet gives you a plus 2 AP immediately, and then gives you a plus 1 AP every time it's your turn. Stacks for 3 rounds of combat. If you take Jet right after taking Jet after it ends, it then gives you a stacking 3 AP regen plus the 1 AP regen that you get. So it would then be plus then immediately 2 AP, and then a stacking 4 AP on top of whatever you had before. So for a maximum, you would get 2 AP plus then for a max of 3 AP, and then after that for a max of 12 AP regen after that every turn. It would be up to then 4 AP every turn, with then at the very end you'd have a plus 14 AP on your last turn.
Nice.
Oh, it's a lot of AP.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then I gotta add that con side that I forgot.
That 10 fusion cells is fucking huge.
Yes. That's what the laser pistol takes, right?
Yeah.
Nice. Still need to use it sparingly, though.
We have more ammo than that than we have for everything else.
When it's all over, after you're done taking your jet, you have a negative 8 AP with for 3 rounds of combat and half movement. So very short-term benefit.
Yeah.
Obviously, the more jet you take, the better it gets, but, you know.
Don't do drugs, kids.
Dr. Hamlet. In the Fallout world, do drugs. 'Cause it'll only give you good things.
Come on, rifle ammo.
1 minute. You find a rubber fish, 3 flashbangs, and pistol ammo.
What's a rubber fish?
It's a melee weapon.
Oh, is that the like the? Oh crap!
It's
It's
a
like.
rubber fish.
All right,
You smack
It's like a
people
rubber
with it.
chicken, but it's a fish.
You smack
Yeah.
people with it and makes them confused of why you hit them with it.
Oh, it's a fish made of rubber. I thought that was like a type of weapon.
It is a weapon. It's a
Okay.
rubber fish.
So it's like a rubber chicken, but it's a rubber fish, and you just take it and smack somebody with it,
Okay.
and then it causes confusion, just like it did when we explained it to you. That's exactly how it works in game.
Okay.
He didn't know that it worked in real life.
Super effective.
That's right. Fucking nat 20, the description. Just
On Nurse Will, you find 8 used condoms and several packages of used orange Mentats. And then on Miss Kerniff, you find a journal. Would you like to read the journal?
I would like to read the journal.
You read the journal to find that Miss Kerniff heavily hated the people that were in this space. As she said, in the best way, if you thought everything from old America was lost, well, everything was, except the racism. She goes over in her journal how she was a maid slash, she was given the nickname as the bunker maid, as she was mostly on cleaning duty slash staff maintenance, and, you know, doing everything here and there like a kind of general person. General all-around works. But a lot of the upper-ups were extremely fucking racist, as she was Mexican, and not pure American. And so you find, in the back of her log, that she found an old Vim machine in the back part of this little group, and how in the back part of this storage slash break room area, and how she's been experimenting with the Vim's concoction in the back of it, where in the back of it there's Vim syrup and there's a outlet for carbonated water. She's been, since they don't have carbonated water anymore, they've been using regular water, so it's always been flat, but the way they get around this is by putting in a seltzer tablet into it and then letting it and then shaking up, right?
Yeah.
An Alka-Seltzer tablet, usually break them into quarters and then have everybody have one, so it only lasts for a little bit, but if you chug it down, you can't really notice it too much. She decided to replace all the water with bleach, ammonia, and cyanide.
Good thing they didn't
Seems
drink
like
that
a good
stuff.
idea.
And she says, "This will be my final drink with everybody."
Death, the great equalizer.
Right.
She had a plan about how she was going to drink her own soda, which didn't have any chemicals in it, and she was going to survive. You find that soda bottle, and you find the soda bottle is still there, but the soda bottle was, it was marked with a 1. The soda bottle that was marked with a 1 was next to the dog.
Mhm.
Got them mixed up, didn't she?
Yep.
Poor evil thing. Not evil. They all deserve to die. They're racist fucks. Um,
You also find a key for the Vim machine.
ooh,
Would you like to open up the laser gate?
Yes.
yes, I would.
Okay. So, you go up to this area, you unlock the door. Inside, you find a Vim machine. The Vim machine has been hooked up to several fuges, as well as you can see where one of the pipes has been unlocked, but the tank inside of it is empty. Would you like to relock in for the water supply?
Yes.
Okay. Roll me a repair check.
Let's see. Alright. I did not fix. Wait a minute, wait a minute. I made it by 1. I have a
Okay.
36 and I rolled a 35.
You managed to fix the Vim machine. Upon fixing the Vim machine, the system reboots as it flushes itself with water, and the syrup is in the back of it. Upon doing so, you can now make 3 Vim bottles. There is different concoctions, as there is the normal Vim, there is Vim Captain's Blend, Quartz, and Refresh.
Let's make one of each.
Well, there's normal, Captain's, Quartz, and Refresh. You can only make 3.
Oh, there's 4. Okay, I thought the quartz and refresh were were 1.
Nope.
I say make them all but the normal.
Yeah,
We've got a bottle of normal. We'll pick that up off the ground over there by the dog.
I agree. Yep, let's do that.
Okay.
We'll label that one as definitely not poison.
Right.
Let me type this out for you real quick. You okay?
I'm probably dying, it's fine.
That's never good.
We live in the South. It's, Fallen City right now. At least we're not in Georgia, though. We used to LARP in around Atlanta in Georgia, and this time of year, everything is just yellow.
That's gotta suck. I know what it's like having pollen allergies.
Yeah.
Pretty bad. I've got those year-round allergies. I gotta take 2 allergy medications daily just to function.
Ooh.
That sucks.
No, it only sucks if I miss the meds.
And at that point, you knew what you did.
Yeah.
Almost done, sorry.
It's okay. No problem.
Oh, shit, I didn't realize I'd muted. Sorry, I was saying that, I know you had mentioned something about the possibilities of playing late sometimes. I don't think any of us really have any kind of an objection to that. All of us have pretty fucked up sleep schedules, so
Okay.
if that's ever something you want to do, I think we're all probably good with it.
That's fine with
Okay.
me.
Okay. So, added to your inventory, Vim Refresh. You heal 25 HP, gain a plus 5 DT for every, and get 5 temp HP for 5 rounds of combat. The healing's instant, the DT and the temp AP are for the 5 rounds. Vim Quartz, you gain 40 HP, gain 5 free movement on your turn for the next 5 turns, and you also gain 5 feet every time it is your turn, meaning that every time it's your turn, you'll have then 10 feet free movement with no AP cost, then 15, then 20 feet, then 25, and so on and so forth. And you also gain 50 pounds carry weight. And then the Captain's Blend is you gain an instant 300 HP, the rest turns into temp HP, you gain a 5 plus DT, and everything is going to focus you in combat.
Oh.
Yeah, but that's insane. That's fucking nuts. If your
That's
temp hit points get hit, like, are you still okay, or do you still get, like, fucked up?
So say you have a HP pool of 100, you're healed with the 300, then 200 is converted to temp HP. Temp HP works the same way it does in D&D. It's just kind of like a shielding. It's kind of like you're taking scratch wounds.
Okay. Well, so that's what I mean. Like, so they get, like, a right arm shot, are they still gonna cripple my arm?
No.
Okay. That Captain Bloom is fucking good.
Upon doing so, it is all out of syrup. If you wish to make more, you'll have to find more Vim syrup. Also, I will be right back as I'm going to have a bathroom break. Bathroom, bio, water break for the rest of you. Pausing. Unpause. Now save your soda pop. Dr. McGillicuddy comes over here and says, "Now, I'm going to need you to help me get some chemicals here. Please take this bucket." He hands you a plastic bucket.
Oh, okay. I take the bucket.
"Be careful not to get these chemicals on your hands. They will permanently burn you and forever give you burning pain that will ever last with you."
Right.
"Now, please fill up that bucket there."
Right, I fill up the bucket.
Okay. Roll me a sleight of hand check.
And that's the 20. 15 plus 7. So 22.
Pass. You fill up the bucket, no problem. As he takes the bucket from you, he kind of just like sloshes it about, not really giving a fuck, as he's made of metal, as some goes in the ground and sizzle into the ground, burning a hole through the floor. He pours it into this receptacle. He hands you the bucket back, kind of just shoving it onto you. "Now,
Okay.
please go fill that bucket over there."
Right, I fill the bucket.
Salaham.
Nat 20. So 27.
Very good. Good garlic chicken. So, as you fill up the bucket, you see it is a bubbling purple mass. He takes the bucket from you and pours it down the second drain. Moving over to the third one, where he pulls a lever, punches in a few buttons, and just kind of tosses the bucket on the floor here. As you see both the chemicals infuse into a syringe that get hyper compressed into one. Dr. McGillicuddy takes the syringe. Says, "Okay, now please stand over here while I administer to you your vaccine."
Oh, okay.
You gonna let him do it?
I'm questioning it. Do I recognize anything about these chemicals?
No.
Hey, Robin, what do you have in your interactions for, like, command robot NPC?
A pretty good number, like 73. I'm gonna try to convince him that I've already been vaccinated.
Okay. You want to try to use your persuasion, or do you want to use command robot?
Command robot.
Okay.
What do I roll for that?
It'd be a D100. You got to roll under the number.
66 is definitely less than 73.
You convince him that you are already been vaccinated, even though he's like, "Most bystanders are not vaccinated. I privilege you on being vaccinated against hyper-rabies."
Yo, that's got acid in it.
It's hyper
you-
rabies.
Yes, and he says, "This syringe is a vaccination for hyper-rabies and super AIDS, which has been commonly put into rabies, which is a new disease that we discovered here by experimenting with AIDS and rabies at the same time. But oh well." And he throws it to the side, tossing it against the wall, where it hits the wall and immediately melts 3 of the bricks on it as it shatters.
Good with that interaction.
He says to you, "I'm surprised you were vaccinated and survived. You're the first survivor of the vaccination of rabies."
Yay!
He says to you next, "Now, do tell me, what is it? What is your name?"
Virgil.
"Ah, yes, Virgil.
Don't tell me what sciences do you know of?
Oh. I haven't specialized. I'm very general in my field.
Well, you're a very silly boy then.
Hmm.
Oh, you're so silly. Oh, so blah, blah, blah. What was I saying? Oh, yes. Come over here with me.
He unlocks the door. Ksink.
Now, please step inside.
You see there are multiple rows of all kinds of jars of different body parts, as well as 2 copper sluice gates that have little opening trays.
I need you to sort these by anatomical number. And please make sure that these go in as the way you would assemble a body from the top down. I will leave you to this. Very well. I shall be in the next room over.
Very well.
So you have a bunch of body parts that are all on display, and you need to put them down the chutes.
In anatomical order from top to bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I get started on that.
Roll me a medicine check.
51, my medicine is 63.
You manage to do so as you slip all the glass tubes down the sluice gate hatch, which you realize is not powered by any vacuum tube, so it just kind of goes down as you hear then a falling and then a crash, another one, and then a crash, and another one, then a crash. As it appears the vacuum tube is not working to corral them down, so it's just splattering on the ground beneath it.
Oh.
He comes back and says,
"What's the hold up? I told you to send them down anatomically correctly, and I'm not getting any of them."
It appears the vacuum system has malfunctioned.
Oh, blast it. That fucking mechanic, where is she? She must be in that... She must be in she must be in that room again. I can't think of the name.
He just kind of hovers, storming off. As he opens up the door and slams it open, you see Dr. McGillicuddy come in the room, Lena and Sven, and he says,
"Miss Curtis, where are you?" Excuse me.
She's in the corner.
He hovers over to Miss Curtis and says,
"Miss Curtis, the vacuum system is still not working. I've told you this many weeks ago. Will you get out of that chair and start doing your job? You are so very lazy. If you keep doing this, I will have to give you a third strike. And in doing so, I will have to punish you." Now, I will get Seward to come punish you later, if you do not get up from that chair in the next 24 hours.
He then hovers off.
"Mr. Virgil, I shall see you another time, once this is all sorted out, after all. Please feel free to go to your quarters. I shall give you the key card, and I shall call you in the morning."
Oh. I didn't know we had quarters.
I want to take her, and I'm gonna move her over here.
How are you wanting to set her up?
I mean, just, sitting on that couch is fine. I just want to fuck with the robot. She is no longer sitting in that chair.
So your crew quarters are marked over here with the purple.
Oh, okay. Secret door.
Do you wish to go over there or keep trying to explore a bit?
I want to try to walk around some. Y'all want to walk around and
Yeah.
I poke my head in here.
You poke your head in here to see there are multiple. Where'd you go?
Back down.
Loading issues. So you see there are multiple faucets all around that display different chemicals, 2 mixing bays, and then a control panel.
Did you look at the control panel here, Virgil?
No, the doctor was in here with me, and that control panel spat out a vaccine he said was for hyper rabies and super AIDS, and that shit is acid.
I mean, if anything could get rid of it, it sounds like that could.
Good or bad acid?
Yeah, but it would have got rid of me too if I hadn't have convinced him I was already vaccinated.
Okay. I mean, do you want to... Alright, I'll go fuck with the terminal.
I'm done.
You see on the terminal is made up of a lot of buttons. All of them are red.
Virgil, you know I don't know what the fuck I'm doing with these buttons. There's a lot of red buttons.
Alright, I'll come look.
It's a lot of red buttons.
I'm here to shoot stuff. Your job is to do the button pushing.
Go ahead, Egghead.
You sound like your buttons are pushed.
That science?
Yes.
67, and I've got 73.
You find that each button is labeled with a different imprint icon based upon the leftover fingerprints that are on each button, which you can only see if you had a microscope.
So the buttons are too worn away to actually tell what they are.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, these buttons are too old. I'm not going to be able to tell how to operate this machine like the robots can. Basically a blank keyboard.
While we're all together, I want to get everybody to take a second and look through their inventory, and let's try to consolidate and move some stuff around where it makes sense. So, like, Virgil, I know you said you're out of rifle ammo, and we're very low.
Right.
I've got this revolver, and I pull out a 357 revolver and hand it to him. And I've got 4 boxes of pistol ammo, which is 32 bullets. Lena, if you have any rifle ammo, can you give that to me? And any pistol ammo, give that to Virgil.
I don't know how to get to my inventory.
And then I also hand her 5 more fusion cells.
You have from your
Here it is.
From your inventory in Discord, you have 4 more cases of ammo if you want to give it to him.
Yeah, I have 4 pistol ammos. Yeah.
4 cases. So that's another 32 bullets.
And you also have 2 rifle ammos that I gave you, 2 cases of rifle ammo that I gave you when we first picked up all the stuff.
I don't see that in here. Oh, here it is.
Yeah, it's one that I typed in after, like that stuff that after the session, I went through my inventory and I gave you half.
Okay. Alright, so yeah, here's all of the rifle ammo and all of the pistol ammo I have.
Okay.
It's 2 rifle ammo cases and 4 pistol ammo cases.
Okay, so and I gave you 5 more fusion cells, and I gave you 5 fusion cells before. You should have 20 fusion cells now.
Okay.
How's everybody with medical supplies?
I've got 2 stim packs and some scorpion meat.
I have 3 stem packs, some jet, and some
No, you have
Salisbury steaks.
a bunch of stim packs from before. Remember?
Have I?
Yeah,
Because you have 4 bandages, 5 antidotes, 6 stim packs from before, 2 super stims, 1 buff out, 3 jet from before, and
Oh, here it is, yeah. So I have a bunch of stuff.
Okay, why don't we take a minute and try to give out a little bit of what you have.
Okay.
And then you could make a consolidated new post of what your inventory is.
Okay. So we can each take a bandage, and we'll have 1 left over. So I have a total of 4. Sorry, I'm trying to look back and forth.
take your time.
I have five antidotes. So we can each have an antidote. And then we'll have 2 extra. There's 6, 7, 8. So I have 7 stem packs. Is it? No, 9. I have 9 stem packs. So we can each take 3.
Okay, so that should put us at a total of 5. Okay.
I have 2 super stems, a buff out that has 4 uses, 3, 6 jet. So we could each take 2 of those. And then I have 9 healing salves. So we can do 3 of those. And I found these pipe looking things. I think they explode. You can't have those. These are mine.
You see, Sven, those are flash grenades.
Yeah. It's okay. They're not real dangerous.
I want the pipe bomb.
Wait. Well, I don't want them if they're not dangerous.
Ooh, pipe bomb.
Those are shinies.
Yeah, they'll make a bright light. They don't really hurt anybody.
Are they loud?
Yeah, they're loud.
So it'll scare something.
Maybe.
Knock it on
I'll
its
take
ass and make it deaf and blind for a few seconds.
Alright, so bandages, antidotes, healing salve. Oh, jet. Jet was the other one. Okay.
Oh, did we get bandages too?
Yeah, you should have gotten one bandage, one antidote, 3 healing salves, 2 jet, and then 3 more stim packs to bring you to 5 stim packs. And now everybody should have some stuff for combat and for healing, and we're a little better.
And
A little better.
did
a little
that
better
come
off.
out to 8 boxes of pistol ammo?
I just put it in your inventory, 64 bullets.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that.
I put it in your Discord inventory, but yeah, the Discord inventory is just for me to put stuff in. You can, manage your own inventory however you want. It's just a record for me to put shit in. Have it be somewhat
Sounds
organized.
Perfect. Because it helps me too.
Yeah, this is why I wanted to have a forum for the game.
64 pistol ammo. Cool.
Makes it so I don't have to hop between all your inventory pages all the time.
And I stow my varmint rifle and have my new revolver equipped and ready.
Alright, there we go. I feel better now.
The doctor did lead me to this room up here where I was putting jars in a hole. And it led to another room. I haven't been in here yet.
You come into this room and you find there are a bunch of rows of vacuum seal tubes that all have different jars going into them. The jars then kind of hang out in here for someone then to sort them onto the shelves, which have other vacuum tubes going to the main areas in the bunker, like the different storage facilities beneath the bunker through the vacuum tube system. Lena,
Looks like we can't get through here.
You find the jar that Pookie's in right here.
I take it.
You now have one preserved Pookie.
Let's see. One preserved Pookie.
He's in a gene of mutation fluid. A jar of mutation fluid.
That definitely won't come back to bite us later.
My Pookie.
I hope it comes back to bite someone else.
Alright, so we go through this little door and laser gate.
Yeah.
You want to use your one thing?
I could open this, guys, if you want to.
I'll leave that up to you. This could be worth opening, or it could be a waste.
Do we see anything? Like, can we see through the laser gate? Do we see anything in there?
You see there through the laser gate there's like a desk, some kind of desk over here, a small drawer, and 2 giant nuclear generators.
That doesn't look very interesting in there. But I like stuff, so.
You also hear there's some kind of rolling chair around somewhere to the left here, against the linoleum tile in there.
I'm gonna try calling out. Hello? Maintenance.
You hear a chair roll by as you see a ghoul in the chair as he says to you, "Oh, so you're the smooth skins that got in today."
Yeah,
The hell
yes,
is
we are.
that?
Who are you?
My name is of no importance to you, nor do I have to share it to you. Why are you in this facility? You don't have any of the Black Corks uniforms on, so obviously you're not from here. I'm guessing vault dwellers based upon your pristine, clean suits.
Well, this is the first place we found after coming out of a vault, so we're trying to find out what's going on.
Also, the door locked behind us.
Yes.
You came out of a vault. Oh, how grand. Just what I needed.
Can you let us in? What
Could
is this
I?
place?
Oh, I most certainly could. Will I? I don't know. Last person I let in tried to kill me.
I mean,
Are you able to
No.
open the front door and let us out?
That is a possibility, but I don't think I'll do that either.
I mean, we don't have any plans to try to kill you unless you try to kill us. We're trying to find out how to leave.
What you see in front of you is a ghoul that is dressed up in slacks, a leather coat, and a normal shirt. He is so rotted that the radiation from inside his body has cooked the outside of his skin black, and he is so old of a ghoul that his green radiation skin is now seeping through as almost he is well past feral, but he's still kept his mind going somehow.
EH.
In this rare case, he would be a glowing, living ghoul that is not feral. You said the door, when you came in, bolted behind it?
Yeah.
And you haven't pissed the robots off yet?
No.
Well,
They killed
they
my
shocked
rat.
me. They shocked me because I did an experiment wrong, but
Oh, so you got off easy. Well, good for you.
Yeah, I mean, what? Yeah,
How about this? I'll let you send in the girl, and then we can have a nice, even talk and trade.
Well, how do I know you won't kill me?
You don't. But this is my clearance to make sure you don't kill me.
Do you want to go in there, Lana?
All right.
He
You got me though, right?
Yeah. So we step back. So she's.
He rolls over to his desk over here, flips a switch as this gate goes plasma green. This one powers down.
Before she goes in, I want to insight check him.
Okay.
That was terrible. It's a 12.
You can maybe guess that he's not going to do anything like awful to her, but he doesn't necessarily seem like the most well-rounded kind of man. He is a glowing, almost feral ghoul.
Yeah. Okay.
Selena, do you walk in?
Yes.
So as you walk in, he says, "Very good. Now,
I have to do one thing before we continue. He reaches and opens up a drawer as he kind of like menacingly stands over it and slips his hand into the drawer, looking at you with a glaring motion. Do you do anything?
Back up a little bit.
He grabs something as if he's pulling it out, and it's long. It looks like almost like a gun, where then he pulls out a pistol handle with a lollipop at the end of it.
Ooh,
Here, kid,
what's that?
take a lollipop.
Thanks.
He goes back over and sits in his chair, pushing over near the table as he says, "Okay, your little girl here didn't seem to shoot me with her laser gun when I pulled something out of nowhere. It seems you two are at least decent enough." He then erects the gate back up with a laser gate. Oh, and just so we're clear here, so no one makes any funny moves, even though I can have some trust of you. He summons up 2 protectrons.
Are you keeping the robots out with the gates?
The 2 protectrons kind of walk over from the generators. They don't appear to be like heavily armed. They are science bots, but they do have a laser gun and a shock defibrillator on them.
Okay.
Now, just so we're clear, if you try to harm me in my vitals tank, these boils will, well, they won't do very nice things to you.
Yeah, that's fine. Again, we didn't come here to hurt anybody. We didn't know what this place is. We still mostly don't know what this place is. We came looking for more people.
Yeah, I kind of realized that when your buddy over there was hacking into my terminal.
Yeah. Well, again, we're not here trying to hurt anybody. We're trying to find out what's going on. And the robots didn't seem too forthcoming with any kind of information. So.
Yeah, they're stuck in a coding loop right now.
Yeah, he was telling me something. You can't tell them.
Can't tell them the present date.
Is.
Well, that's for a few reasons, but you're not supposed to tell them the current date, or else they go haywire. It's a coding glitch with Robco. They didn't expect any of their robots to live, a couple hundred years past their manufacture date. Usually they get a upgrade chip every 50 years or so to help keep that and stave it off.
Okay.
Anyways, I'm Dr. Bellamude.
So what do you do here?
I am the last surviving researcher of the Bluegill Project. But since you already dug through my files and my personal journals, it seems you already know about that whole thing. I am stuck here. And I can't really leave. I am stuck because I am currently being overshadowed by the Black Quarks Foundation. And the other thing
is I have a heart monitor transmitter stuck in my chest. So I am permanently bound to this location. If I leave, it explodes. And trust me, I've tried many times to get it out, and each time it clenches around my heart a little bit tighter.
Could it be maybe disabled?
I wouldn't want to try that. I tried doing minor shocks to it to see if I could fry some circuits on it, which closed its shell around my heart a little bit. And anymore I would just have all my aortas cut off completely, basically giving me a nice-sized hole in the middle of my chest.
Who did that to you?
Some of those damn Black Corks members, saying upon the mysticisms of metal, they installed this upon me, saying the machine spirits and some shit.
Well, maybe there's a button somewhere that'll shut it off.
Maybe, but not anywhere in here.
Have you been everywhere in this compound? Or this bunker? Are there rooms that you can't get into?
I have been everywhere in this compound, and there is one area that I don't have access to, but that's only in emergency situations. It's the emergency bunker that only comes online when both these generators fail. But I want to keep this place running just a little bit longer until I get my plan into motion.
And your plan is fish people?
No, that's not my research anymore. That's long dead research that will not bear any fruit no matter what. The human subjects we have are been reduced pretty much to genome slime. They can't have anything worthwhile grow on them, and the flesh that they do have has been so spliced up and fucking ruined that if they are ever exposed to normal air beyond the amniotic fluid they're in, they will most certainly freeze to death and die.
Or turn into jelly like that piece I cut off.
Yes, so the most that I can do is have them produce fish jelly, in which then we pack it into cans and send it off as spreadable rations.
So what is your mission?
My mission here is a bit classified, and that's not for you to know.
Is there any way we could help?
Maybe.
I mean, we're new to all the time around here and to this place. So if it's something worthwhile, I mean, we don't have anywhere to go.
Do you want to help him? Or try to?
Sure.
Roll a persuasion check.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. I can do that.
That's a 20.
Persuasion.
Do we all need to, or just one of us?
Oh, I'll let one of you do it.
I rolled a 1, so it's a 10.
Then that one makes it so he's like, yeah, sure, okay. Your check just got a little bit higher now to pass. Whoever else wants to do it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll do it. I rolled a 9.
Oh, I only accept one more, but he says to you, yeah, I don't know if I really trust you off the bat. After all, you could just be Black Cork's member in disguise, so how about this? A little test of loyalty.
Okay.
I want you to retrieve the broken down robot, Sergeant Steeltips, and bring her back online for me.
know where she's her location currently?
Oh, I know where her remains are. However, bringing her back online successfully, that'll be your task. If you fail, she'll come online and use her combat inhibitors and kill you.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Okay. I mean, it's not my area, but I think Dr. Virgil here might be able to help with that.
Give it my best shot.
Exit that door. You find Sergeant Steeltips, a assaultron that is laying slumped against the ground over here with a couple cobwebs around her.
Okay. I will attempt to repair her.
Okay. First off, I will need you to take down. So there's two different routes you can go down. Do you want to examine her first, or do you just want to try to repair her?
I will examine her.
Investigation.
Investigation. That's a d20. 19 plus 7. So 26.
Your investigation comes back with 4 things. The major damage is to her fuselage, which her actual fusion core reactor is faulty. The fusion core is slightly damaged. It would only last a couple more years if reactivated, and has a high chance of just exploding outright. The second broken thing on her is that her hip joints are broken, making it so she can't move, and if she tries to move, could very well sever a few cords in her spinal column, making it so she might have random malfunctions. The third thing is that her laser cannon on her eye is out-shielded, meaning that as soon as she gets power, it will immediately charge up and burst. And finally, is that her power reroute system to external power is broken, meaning that even if her fusion core was, defecated upon, and she could be hooked up to an external power cord, that whole thing is jammed and broken. As in the actual cord bit is jammed into the slot, meaning you'd have to extract it and then connect it somehow.
Okay.
Where do you want to start?
I want to start on the hip joints.
Okay. This will require a repair check.
Okay, I just need to roll lower than 78. 42.
You manage to find some tools around you as you repair most of the hip joints, which just involves untangling the gears and then resetting them to the right sockets and places, and then doing some cord management. Upon doing so, the hip joints are fully functional and movable, and won't tear up anything. You have the eye, the external power, and internal power left.
I'll do the external power. That's not the fusion core, right?
Yeah, the external power is a power cord adapter where it's a giant socket that you would have to remove the metal pin from, and then repair the socket, and then from there, if you could find the cord it's attached to, you could repair it and hook her into external power mode.
Alright, I will repair that next.
You're going to need to give me a sleight of hand and a repair.
Oh.
So your repair was first to 21, and give me sleight of hand.
9 plus 7.
So 16.
Yeah.
Okay, you managed to extract the pin very slowly out the back, and then you managed to repair the current pin connectors around set socket. Upon doing so, not making it pristine, you then find some random solder as you melt about a handful of solder into the joint, making it around to make it semi-conductive again.
Alright. And next I will repair the eye.
Okay, so now you have a spare. Well, you currently have a power jack, and you don't have the end of the cord to it, but you want to repair the eye. The eye will require you to make 2 different kinds of checks. You will need to make me a... Let's see. I will have you make me a... energy weapon skill point check and a repair check.
Okay. Repair check. Fails.
What about energy weapons?
That one succeeds because that's 8
So-
and I have 33 in energy.
You cannot funny how that works, right? So you cannot repair the actual gun itself from discharging. However, you do manage to take the amplification crystals and lenses out of it, as well as you disable the capacitors. So when it does fire immediately upon going off, it will fire a very weak charged laser. So instead of it firing like a laser beam, it'll just discharge whatever energy was in the capacitor, which is like a weak laser shot, and then it cannot receive power anymore to the laser eye. Meaning that if she tried to use it, it would overload an exploder skull.
I would like to ask the doctor if he has a spare fusion core.
Go talk to the doctor.
So while he's doing that, we're going to search these two little rooms down here.
I would like to do this thing first before you do that.
Absolutely. I was just kind of letting you know, like, simultaneously while that was going on, we're doing this. And
Okay.
Yeah. By all means, do your thing.
Okay, so Virgil.
Mm-hmm.
So Dr. Bellamude says, "What do you need? Why are you
well,
back?
I've repaired... I'm sorry, go ahead.
Why are you back? Did you at least repair, get her running? I don't see her anywhere."
I've repaired her hip joints and her external power. I've removed some pieces from her head laser. That's gonna go off as soon as she powers up, but now it's gonna be a weak laser instead of a massive discharge. If she ever tries to use it again, her head will probably explode. And there's a problem.
I'll need to
her
repair
fusion
that.
core is damaged. Yeah. Her current fusion core is damaged, so if we could get a replacement, we could put that in her and you wouldn't have to hook her up to external power.
I'm gonna have to deny you on the fusion core, as the last current running fusion cores are in the generator, and I don't think you want to live in this area with no power.
Alright, do you have an external power hookup around here somewhere?
Yes. He takes a cable from over here that's on the walls. He opens up a panel, a long thick rope connected to like a roller on the top end connected to a monorail. He says, "Can I have the connection pin?"
I will hand him that.
You see a large disc where he connects the connection pin onto it, where the large disc kind of goes over the back slot of the back of the Assaultron's head. And he says, "As for her laser, I can help with that since you are going to power her on." He says, "Put this capacitor into the very back of her laser."
Alright.
It's a direct link capacitor, meaning that it won't charge it, but any time she does fire her head cannon, it'll just fire off the quickest laser shot it can.
Okay. I take that.
She, kind of needs that part to function for her proper function.
Understood. And
He has a very, very creepy grin go across his face.
I perform that repair.
Upon inserting the capacitor into the back, you take out the other charge capacitors and insert the direct link capacitor. You then smack the disc into the back of her head. Do you want to remove the power core?
Yes.
Okay. Radiation check.
Ooh, how does that work? Oh, I see. Nat 20.
You
Plus 7.
you have complete immunity to radiation somehow, as you just stick your hand into the half-broken fusion core, toss it down to the end of the hallway, as it will explode in a couple years.
Alright. I would like to not be standing in front of her when I turn her on.
As you turn her on, as in you go inside, you kind of lift up the chest cavity, and inside the chest cavity, you see there's a lot of strange equipment inside of here. Her chest has gelled cups, as if they're trying to mimic the female physique, and her abdomen has a slot with gel in it and a weird screw cap
I'm gonna
and
ignore that.
multiple vice grips on it. You manage to hotwire a circuit to jolt her on. As the chest cavity closes, so does the abdomen plate, and upon doing so, you hear the revving engine of the Assaultron as it fires a laser into the top of the wall as she says, "Oh, yes." She stands up on her 2 feet and says, "Well, hello there, Doctor."
Follow me to the doctor, I say, and lead her to
I
him.
haven't seen Dr. Bellemude in a long time. Hello, Dr. Bellemude. It's been quite a long time since I've seen you. Oh, you smooth-skinned man of meat. And my servos are hot and ready for whenever you need me, honey. Who's this dashing young doctor here?
I take a few steps away. I am no one of consequence.
Oh, Mr. No Consequence, you have quite the male physique. You'll have to test me out sometime. I'm sure I could bring you to a scientific discovery. You don't have anything against a bit of chrome, honey?
Nope, chrome's fine.
Excellent.
So, doctor, does this qualify as passing your test?
Yes, you have passed my test and got my sex bot working again.
Great.
He looks at you and says, "What? I get lonely here."
No judgment.
So, I'll tell you about my plan then. Over to you two, who didn't have to deal with that. So you want to search this room?
Yeah, I'm gonna search this one. She's gonna search that one.
Sven, roll me investigation.
That was amazing. That was a 4.
Okay. As soon as you open up the door, your Geiger counter explodes. He goes,
I slammed the door.
you slam the door shut. As your Geiger counter goes back down, you took 20 rads.
Okay. I don't know how to do that on here.
So on your character sheet,
Oh.
you'll see rads and then a 0 right under it. You click on that number and add in the rads. Rads diminishes from your total health points.
Okay. Step back, kind of just fucking coughing and wheezing.
Okay.
And then Lena was going to try to search the other one.
One minute. Gonna check something real quick. I guess the rads didn't lower your max HP. That's... Or
No,
did
it did. It did. I changed it.
Oh.
So my HP number was 62.
Oh, gotcha.
And so when my max dropped to 42, I changed it to 42 to match the new maximum.
Okay. Layla...
See?
Yeah. Lena, roll me a investigation. While you do that...
13 plus 3 is 16.
You open up the door to find a creepy bathroom with blood smeared all over the walls.
Cool. I walk in.
That's all there is in here.
Gross.
Also, I
Alright, I'm
will
walking back.
talk amongst yourselves. I'll be right back. I gotta use the restroom. The chicken is not settling well with me.
Sure. Guess we can come down and investigate this door. Virgil, we probably could have made that easy on you.
Think so?
Yeah. I have a Saltron sex bot schematics.
Oh,
You just happen to have that?
I took it out of the first place we were in.
Oh.
That's why I said that probably would have made your check real easy.
probably.
You know, if you had the blueprints.
But I did seem to do okay without it.
You did. You did. You liking your scientist there?
I'm starting to question my original build choice of trying to be a sniper with everything the way it's going.
Yeah, I mean, unlike the game, you can't just run around and headshot everybody.
Yeah.
There's a lot of skill checks. So I picked up barter and speech, and then gun, so I could shoot. And I don't think we did bad when we talked through yours. Like, you still need a weapon skill to be able to function in the game.
Yeah.
And then I think you picked up science and repair, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, which are super important. Like, I think your build's fine for that.
Oh yeah. I just need to not lock in to the idea of being a sniper, that's all.
Yeah, no. I mean, hopefully later we can get some good distance guns, and I mean that cowboy repeater that we got was pretty good.
Yeah.
You know,
The only reason I don't use those in the game is because I don't like the sight on them. Otherwise, they're a
I-
really good gun.
yeah, I was just talking about the damn 25 foot 5d6 with 6 shots
Right.
is solid. Oh, the way it's going, be great. We need a melee guy. You've found 2, like, fucking one legendary and one epic melee weapon.
Yeah. Does either of y'all have any good melee skill?
Oh god,
I
no,
do not.
no. I have a
It's-
27 to hit in melee.
I could easily see it being beneficial spreading those kind of weapons around, but
I have an 18.
not much worse than me. Well, my melee weapon is 21 to hit.
Yeah, mine's 27. I think when I talk to Frank, I'm gonna try to get him to go see about him going more like tanky melee.
Yeah, we don't have a tank anymore.
Yeah, well, you can't really tank in this game per se.
Right.
At least I don't think so.
Well, you probably can if you have the armor.
Yeah,
That's
well,
the problem we don't really have right now. Little to
all
no
we
armor.
yeah, the only armor that we have found is I have a lab coat that gives 4 instead of 1 to the chest. But we also haven't been just getting hammered and in combat.
Yeah. Right.
So it hasn't been a giant issue. At least there's that. We've had very good balance. It's been probably 80% role play and 20% combat. Which
Right.
if that holds until we get some better weapons, we won't feel so vulnerable.
Yeah, I think that's the right word for that.
Let's see. God, next time we level, I gotta get. I'm gonna put 1 point in speech, 1 point in guns. I gotta start putting points somewhere. I guess I'm gonna put them in sneak. All the rest of my skills are so fucking bad.
Suppose I can put my points into sneak and melee weapons and do stealth takedowns.
Yeah, so I've got a 27 in everything except for barter speech, guns, and sneak. And barter is 100, speech is a 97, tag is or guns is a 97, and sneak is a 63. So if I put 1 more point into speech and guns, they'll be at 100. I mean, I guess I could put more points in guns, but it won't matter until we get higher level guns.
Right.
I don't know if you saw that, but there's, like, once you get certain weapons, and I don't even know where it's marked, but there's some of the weapons, it's a 200.
Hmm.
Yeah, instead of rolling out of 100, you roll out of 200.
Right. No, I hadn't seen that yet. I didn't look that closely at all of them.
Well, I'm just looking. It's not actually marked,
Sounds
but it.
sounds like it might be some of the large, like the big guns.
Well, no, I think it's in every category has like a cutoff point where it changes. Is kind of what he was telling me, but it's not marked in the weapon guide.
Hmm.
Basically, once you get to certain guns, even if it's like the normal pistol, it's now like an advanced normal pistol. And you roll out of 200. Which, I mean, it makes sense because at some point, right? I mean,
Depends
hell,
on
right
how
now.
rare and the condition the gun.
Well, I mean, not even that, right? I am level 4, or I'm level 3. I'm sorry, level 3. I have a 97 in guns, but I could have had 100 if I'd have put the point in guns instead of barter. Which means it's impossible. It would have been impossible for me to miss. Right? If I would have decided to put the 100 there, it would have been impossible for me to miss the shot. And if you can achieve that at level 3, it kind of takes all the challenge out of the game.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess in theory, sure, I could spend the next, 4 levels and dump every point into guns to, jump it up to 200. But then at least you're having to sacrifice other things to do it.
Right.
So you ready for next weekend?
I'm ready for them to give me an answer.
Yeah. I'm looking
I
forward
apologize.
No, man,
No,
you're
you're
good. We were just chilling and talking and hanging out, man. You're all good.
I am going to end session here.